opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Keeps a positive spin while Kate's doing the Mickey Hazard name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let you stop rubbing, or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim, I gotta smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jimbo always keeps a positive spin while Kate's doing the Mickey Hazard name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing, or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. Perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jim always keeps a positive spin while Kate's doing the Mickey Hazard name dropping. Gets you out of the blue and let you stop rubbing, or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. Always keeps a positive spin while Kate's doing the Mickey Hazard name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing, or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Kate and Jimbo. It's Monday the 8th of December. Christmas is only 17 days away. And what is the most wonderful of all is Spurs won and Arsenal lost this weekend. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. The bottlers are starting to bottle it, maybe. Their little bum holes are going, as City sit 2 points behind them. But we will see. Jimbo, how are you doing?
I'm very good. I just heard on TalkSport that Prince William has made this weekend called Botlam Weekend. Don't know why.
Oh dear, please, on everything that's holy and sacred, let Arsenal bottle this title, because so many of their fans need humbling.
Well, they've won it.
I know they are acting like they've won it already. But Jimbo, you well?
Yeah, very good, thank you.
Good. Before we get into it, I've put this link up because the lovely Moondog surprised Jimbo and I again with these beautiful mugs. Look, this is my Christmas movie watching mug. And then if you turn it to the side, Merry Christmas, Kate. Merry Christmas, Jimbo. New hot chocolate mugs for me and Jimbo. So that is the link to his store. Please do support him. He's got some gorgeous bits over there. And yeah, I don't know whether he'll come in today, but we're so very grateful. It was a very nice thing to open last night. So thank you, Moondog. But yeah, do go over and check out his store on Etsy because they're really good quality stuff. The coasters, yeah, they are really. I mean, you can see how like they're not crap at all. And I've still got the coasters. Some of the coasters up here, I think, somewhere. Hang on.
Yeah, I've got one. I'm using it.
You're using one?
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what? I've just got to put it out.
all the time. And I will be using my cup for hot.
Look. Oh, not my mic. These, look. Merry Christmas, Kate and Jimbo. I'm just going to put it out there now, just in case anyone sees me get flustered. I'm having a hot flush, so I might need to get a fan in a minute. But yeah, do check out the store for Moondog, please. And I will put it on the community page. We've got Mama Flossie in the house. Another win for Newcastle at the weekend as well. Says, much love, Kate Jimbo. Sorry I can't stay, but I've hit the like. Have a great stream. Thank you, Mama. Shemtan is in the house. Says, afternoon, Princess Kate. Said, Jimbo, hope you're both doing wonderfully. Great result on Saturday. Now we need one versus Prague. He needs to show that some attacking system, solid defensive structure. Again, don't want it to be a one-game wonder just because it was Brentford. Yep, completely agree. Consistency is key from now on. And also been a member for 21 months. Amazing. Thank you so much, Shem. Really appreciate that. Designed to win, says, afternoon, Kate and Jimbo. Nice to have a positive feel to the weekend. Spurs win and Woolwich lose. Yeah, don't get much better than that, does it? Big up, Paige. Nice to see my love. Man United obviously playing tonight. The perfect match after the perfect weekend. Big up Beyond 72. Do. Luke Ash says, hello, Kate and Jimbo. It's my 30th birthday today. Happy birthday. 30th. Bloody Norva. It was 30 years.
I'm double his age plus.
It was 30 years ago the other day since I passed my driving test. So I do feel old now. Thank you for that. Love the endorsement, Princess Kate. It's not crap. Well, you know what I mean? Sometimes when you buy things on these places, they're a bit crap. But these are really good quality.
They're very, very good quality.
So, yeah, that's all I meant. Jimbo. Oh, Chrysandro's here saying, afternoon, guys. Hope you're well. Good win, but I need to see this against the big clubs instead of what we did against Chelsea and Arsenal. I might change my mind if I see that. Mr. Simon Hill says, afternoon, Kate and Jimbo. I'd like to see that front four continuously look dangerous going forward. Yeah. Before we get onto the match, Jim, there was some crap news over the weekend that Basuma has filmed himself again doing balloons. What do you make of this idiot and what he's done? Big up, Ben.
No, Ben. What's happened to Kate? What's happened to Kate? Has she kicked me off or has she kicked off? What's happened? Who's kicked off? Someone tell me, can you see me or can you see Kate? Jim in charge finally. That means you can see me. Yeah, well, I don't know what's happened to Kate. I'm not sure. But concerning Pursuit, here she is. What happened?
I don't know, but I've got to be honest and say, I feel like I'm going to have acid reflux shortly. So we will try it and carry on and see how we go.
Have you got a fan?
No.
Why don't you get a fan?
Well, I've got a vest on, so I can take my jumper off.
Concerning Pasuma, I mean, look, it's a waste of space. I mean, I said to Kate in the week, I saw him training. I don't know where he was training. Weren't at Tottenham, but he was in the gym, and he had I think it was an Inter Milan shirt on. Come in. I think it was an Inter Milan shirt on, and I just thought, I think it was Inter. I just thought, what a dickhead. I mean, they should just rip up his contract. He's got 6 months left. He's got 6 months left. He's never going to play for us again, for sure. So just rip his contract up.
Yeah, I agree.
Just get rid of him. He's a waste of space. He's not doing our club any good, is he?
What makes me laugh is if you do it once, shame on you, but you do it twice. I mean, how thick have you got to be? I just don't know what to say about it.
Just get rid of him, Kate. Just rip up his contract. He'll never play for us again. Right, that's a fact. They're not going to get any money for him. The only team that wanted him the only teams that wanted him were in Turkey, and he didn't want to go to Turkey, so no one else wanted him. So it's just they're going to pay his wages for 6 months for nothing. To just get rid of him, just rip his contract up.
Yeah, absolutely agree. What did you make of the match on Saturday night?
Well, I thought it's the best, even including maybe the first PSG game. But For me, it was the best match we've had under Frank. I thought the whole team was fantastic. I wasn't impressed with Saul when he come on, not one bit. And I got to eat a bit of humble pie. I was really laying into Bentancur the last few weeks, but he was immense. I thought the weekend. I just thought the whole team were good. Nice to see Xavi kick in, with an assist and what a solo goal that was. It was unbelievable. And I just think it was just a lovely, lovely game of football. I really enjoyed watching it. And I never felt at all at any time that we was going to let a goal in.
Yeah, I agree. I think Xavi finally arrived in 17. Great, beautiful assist. And I thought that first goal was just lovely, really well worked. And the second goal was just pure class from him. I don't think we ever looked like we was in danger.
And SARS because I had 3-0.
Yeah, I don't think we ever looked like we was in trouble. I never felt like they were going to score. Yeah, it was a very good performance. I do think Brentford were really quite bad. But I don't
I mean, a lot of people were saying that, Kate, but I think we made them look bad. I think we just played a really good game and they just couldn't stay with us. It's a bit like when we played Brentford, they were so good on the day.
Arsenal,
no, Brentford. Not Brentford, Bournemouth. Bournemouth were excellent when they played us, and we just couldn't get into it, and that's what we did to Brentford.
It was like Matt was saying to us, you've got to be careful of Brentford because they really troubled Arsenal and they didn't lay a finger on us. Oh, it's Matt. Hands up if you've got 3 points at the weekend. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. I told you we wouldn't win. You don't need to tell me. I knew you wouldn't win. Villa are an incredible team. And what pisses me off is I was on the match reaction with Hamza, and he was saying that City are the only team that can stop Arsenal. And I think that's so disrespectful to Villa because I think they are playing such brilliant
such a good
football.
team. They're a very, very good team. You watch them play. They'll work for each other. They're just really there. When they move forward, when they go forward with intent. They're just a really good team, and you could see they wanted that win so bad.
I don't think 1-1 was a fair result. I think Villa should have beaten you by more than one. And I mean that.
They had chances, Matt, for sure.
They had some unreal chances.
Who predicted 2-1 to Villa?
Yeah, Jim got a score right. Woo! But yeah, fantastic. I mean, I was live when the winner went in. So anyone who was watching We Are Tottenham TV saw me scream. But it would just be written in the stars if Unai Emery was the one that stopped Arsenal from winning the league. I mean, it would just be frigging amazing. It would be the poetic justice. It would be. And I think he deserves more respect. I think he's a fantastic manager. First time I've watched this season and thought we're not going to concede. Yep, I agree. I don't think we ever look like we're in trouble. Hope Palace do a Leicester. Yeah, I mean, Palace up to 4th place and they're absolutely flying as well. But I just think Villa have got more about them than Palace, personally. Matt, I just thought you looked like the second best the whole game. If you'd have asked me who was on top of the league, I would have thought it was the other way around. I would have thought Villa was on top and you was the ones fighting to get to 3rd. Thought Villa were incredible.
Yeah, they were good, man. They were better than you. If you rewatch the match and look at their chances that they had some really good chances that they didn't put away. And they just looked like they wanted to win more.
Yeah.
Arsenal looked like they were happy to take the draw, towards the end.
Palace will lose Guy. Yeah, I think they probably will. Thomas Frank was the master and Keith Andrews was the apprentice. The apprentice really beats the wily old master. Big up, Phil. That's so true. Yeah, they didn't lay a glove on us, did they? Dare I say it, Richarlison's on fire. Look, respect where it's due. I'm not his biggest fan, but I thought he had a very good game. And I thought his goal was brilliant. Like I say, that I actually preferred that to Xavi Simons' goal. I don't know why, I just do. I love the way the ball was played to Simons. He ran, put it the perfect cross, so well timed, perfect speed, and Richarlison just banged it in the back of the net. I thought it was a wonderful goal. And yeah, Richarlison's 5 goals, is it for the season? 5-6 goals. You can't argue with that. take the draw with all our attackers on. How's that taking the draw?
They didn't look like to me, it looked like they were happy to take the draw towards the end, you know. And at the end of the day, it looked like to me Villa wanted it more, and that's just how I saw it. I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just saying that's how I saw it. That Villa wanted it more.
It was a lovely team goal. It was direct, fluid, and well worked. Yeah, and I think that's why I liked it so much, Ben, because it's been a while since we sort of saw that, and I'm so pleased for Xavi. I literally can't put into words how delighted I am for him, because I've really championed him, so's Jim, and I'm sure everyone's seen the highlight reels of just how good this kid is. And he was unplayable on Saturday. I thought he just bossed everything. He looks stronger, he looks fitter, and towards the end,
he definitely looks stronger and fitter. So he's obviously working hard.
Yeah.
I just he looked a different player. You know, he was hard to get off the ball. He wanted the ball. He lost the ball. He won it back. You know, he looked a proper player. But I knew it would come with him. It's going to come because he's a quality player. You don't just lose it. You know, when you watch him, I mean, I've watched some games of his before he comes to Tottenham, and he did look a proper player. And I know they say the Premiership's different. That's why you have to give him time to settle in. And he's obviously worked hard because he looks really fit.
It only took him 4 months fair play. First of all, I don't think that's fair, because he's not been terrible in every game he's played in. And second of all, I don't think Eze's been consistently great for Arsenal either.
It was Eze's fault for the first goal.
Yeah, and he was excellent against us. But if you listen to Arsenal fans, he's getting a lot of criticism. So it does, and he's Premier League proven. So for someone like Xavi, who's never played in the Premier League,
you can take the piss and say it took him 4 months. It doesn't matter. You know, it takes players sometimes got a bit of time to adjust to a new country, right? To the way the standard of their living conditions, the weather. You know, his new teammates. You know, he wasn't fit enough when he come here to play in the Premiership, so he's obviously worked hard on that. He's got the quality as a player, and you know, we saw it on Saturday. So if it took him 4 months, it took him 4 months. What's 4 months out of a 5-year contract?
Exactly. Hang on 1 second.
What's he said here, Matt? Let's have a look. He said, Arsenal 5 big chances, 4 big chances missed. Villa 4 big chances, 3 big chances missed. Look, it's not, Matt. You've got to look at the game, right? And when I watched that game, I thought Villa were the better team. Look, I've turned around and said Arsenal have been a better team in games. I can only show you what I saw, and I watched that game, and I thought Villa were the better team overall.
I agree. And I thought Villa looked more dangerous going forward. I don't, you know, maybe the stats say something different, but I can only say by what I saw. And that's me. Yeah, Xavi's only 22 as well. Big up, Rob. Good to see him, my love. But yeah, look, it was a game that we desperately needed, and it wasn't just a game we desperately needed to win. It was a game where we desperately needed a performance, and I think we got it. So now we need to carry that on to Tuesday night.
It's going to boost his confidence, Kate, you know. And look, at the end of the day, right, what's Phil said, big up Kate and Jimbo, I agree. Xavi Simons has to adapt to a new country, the way of living, all these issues. I've got a massive factor, especially for a young kid.
Yeah.
You know? What's that?
Is that Bonnie?
What's the matter?
He
wants to sneeze, I think.
Stupid dog.
He's an old fart, and he's got.
Oh, it's Jasper. He was doing this the other day. I said to you, I think it's a reaction to that vaccination that he had. I think he's got a bit of a cold.
Yeah, you got to think with him that he is still young, right? And it's a massive thing going from one country to another. I mean, I've done it a few times. It took me time to adapt.
Bloody going from one county to another was traumatic enough for me. Moving from Kent to Lincolnshire.
I mean, I remember when I moved to America, it probably took me a year to really adjust to their way of living, and You know, everything was so different.
Yeah. But look, like I say, a much needed result, a much needed performance, and now it's all about consistency, building up some momentum, hopefully getting Slavia Prague and brushing them aside on Tuesday.
Well, it's going to give him a massive confidence boost, Kate, which is Jasper with the man flu. With the old man flu, he's getting on now, Jasper. It's going to give him a boost, his confidence, you know. And you've got to think that he's been left out quite a few games. But I trust Frank to handle these players right. I mean, I saw someone on the Last Word on Spurs saying yesterday that these players get a chance and then he takes them out and don't put them in for a few games. But we got to understand that he's the manager and he's going to know these players, right? And we got to trust in him to. Oh my God!
Is that the dog?
Yeah, that's Bonnie. We got to trust him to do the right thing with these players to bring them on properly. And I think Frank is a good man for doing that. So
all I'm saying is, Matt, I've seen near enough all your games, and there's been games where Eze's looked dodgy or not that great. But if you're telling me that he's got your second most goals and assists this season, won us 15 points in the Premier League and Champions League. Look, I saw Arsenal fans moaning about him this weekend. I promise you that. I saw Arsenal fans moaning about Eze this weekend, saying that he's not proven to be worth this, as good as they thought he was going to be. Look, you know, don't shoot me. Spurs winning more like it. I'm looking forward to the game. Yeah, tomorrow night, obviously, we'll be doing the pump up over on We Are Top TV tomorrow. Villa with a better team and Watkins missed a shed load. It would have been a crime if Villa hadn't won the game. I agree. And do you know what? Buendia is a player I've never rated. And yet he popped up and scored against us. And then he scored against Villa. And he's scoring some real clutch goals at the minute. So big up Buendia.
Look, Kate, they're a good team. If you watch them as a team, they work together. But look, I think they've been together quite a long time, this team, and they've got some good shrewd players in there. Some players that have been around the block a few times, and they're going to be a match for anybody this season without any shadow of a doubt. They had a terrible start, but they've kicked in. Imagine if they'd have had a good start, they'd be top of the league. So they went first 4 games without scoring a goal.
Spurs need to play in Europe every season. Good chance Spurs can get Europe. The other top teams keep dropping points, like Liverpool. Watkins didn't miss a shed load. Raya is just a world-class keeper at the minute.
He's very good, Raya. I have to admit, he's a very, very good keeper.
Big up GB on Twitter or X, who's just reposted the stream. Thank you very much indeed. Very much appreciated. I'm glad Villa and Man City. I want a 3-horse title race and one team run away with it. Well, DR Sports every week has been putting on a poll of who wins the title race. And every week it's been Arsenal. And this week, it's the majority of people have voted Man City, which is absolutely hilarious. But it's just whether Man City can keep the consistency up to mount a proper title race. If it was the Man City of old, I wouldn't even be concerned. But
You've got to say that about Arsenal as well. You know, they ain't just going to go out there and win every game, Kate, because the Premier League's so hard. You know, they could go out and they could lose to Wolves. You know,
or Leeds away. You know, all these places.
This Premier League is so unforgiving. It's unbelievable. That's why last season and this season it's so up and down. You know, when you look at if you look 4 weeks ago, right? People were saying Arsenal have won the league, right? A week later, people were talking about City again. Then a week later, they were talking about Chelsea. Now they're talking about Villa, right? I mean, it's an unforgiving league. You know, you could go out and lose 2 games on a spin, right? And your rivals win 2 games on a spin. It all changes. I'm not saying Arsenal ain't going to win the league. They could still win the league. But it changes. I've said this to you before, Kate. Week to week, football changes. There's no guarantees you're going to win a game.
Twisted says Spurs quad or England World Cup? Spurs quad.
Spurs quad. Okay,
Spurs Champions League or England win the World Cup? Spurs Champions League.
My
Spurs
club-
win the
my club
league
will
or
always
England
come
win the
first.
World Cup? Spurs win the league. Yeah, I'm the same. Spurs before country before club before country for me.
I mean, I
always.
love England and I really want them to win the World Cup, but I'm a Spurs supporter first.
Yeah. Big up, Lou. Thanks for dropping a like, my love.
Right, Lou.
I'd like to know, Matt, you say Tottenham fans went on about Xavi that he was better than sliced bread. Who are these Tottenham fans? Because I've certainly not gushed over him like he's the best thing since sliced bread, but I would like to know who has been saying it. Everyone slugged this team off after we won at Leeds. Ellen Road's not an easy place to go. No, it's not. Do you know what the thing with Leeds? Jim and I both have said it. They never know when they're beaten. They never give up, ever. Right till the end, they will fight and fight and fight.
If there's one away ground you're going to go to that you know you're going to get a fight, it's Leeds.
Yeah.
Oh, they've always been like that, Kate, as far back as I can remember.
Yeah. Why are you laughing at the word gushed? You know what I mean. While we're talking about the World Cup, Jimbo, Pochettino has been doing some serious twerking for Spurs this weekend. He did an interview on the BBC. If you haven't watched it, it's a brilliant interview, and he's such a nice man. I do just have such a massive soft spot for him. But he said that they said, what do you want to achieve? And I thought his words would be win the World Cup with the USA. But it wasn't. It was to win the Premier League and the Champions League, which is exactly what the Tottenham board have said they want to achieve.
With Tottenham.
With Tottenham. No, he didn't say with Tottenham.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't. He did. He said he'd like to go back because to the Premier League and win the Premier League and the Champions League. He didn't say with Tottenham, but the rest of the time he talked about Tottenham and said his greatest memory of his career is the Ajax game and all these different things. He is massively twerking for a Spurs move after the World Cup.
He meant Tottenham, Kate.
Yeah, we all know he meant it, but he didn't say it. But do you think
I think he's got unfinished business at Tottenham, and I think that he will never rest until he comes and finishes his stint here. That's what I think.
So let me ask a question. First of all, do you think he comes back? And second of all, when do you think he comes back?
After Frank.
Yeah, but what, after Frank's contract ends, or do you think there's a chance?
It depends. I mean, it depends. Look, I've got a lot of faith in Frank. Right? I think that he is a lot of people don't, but I think he's the right guy for Tottenham. I think he'll bring us on really well. I like the way he as I said on last one of the Spurs, they were saying that they don't think he's great with the youngsters. I think he'll bring the youngsters on right. Look, he said that Xavi Simons needed to get fitter and stronger, and he's kept him out of the team, right? Maybe he's protected him because he didn't think he would have really good games, right? He's had a few months of training at Tottenham now. He's got himself in good shape. He stuck him in, right? Played the full 90 minutes, and he was fantastic for me, man of the match, right? So I think he will bring the young players on. I don't think he's one of these managers that for him it's so important to win now. I think he's looking further ahead, and it's going to take. Look, Tottenham are not a team at the minute that are going to go out and win everything, right? It's not going to happen. You know, we're a good team, and we've got the core of a really good squad. I'm convinced of that. If you go through our team, we've got 5 or 6 players that are an absolute core of our team. He needs to build on that, right? And I think he's looking further ahead, where Ange was looking at the here and now. He wanted to win a trophy there and then, right? Cost him his job, but he did it. He won us a trophy. Well, I think Frank's looking further ahead, and he wants to build a team that will challenge every year.
Do you see? Let's suppose if Frank gets sacked at the end of the season. Let's just suppose, because you never know what's going to happen. Does Poch come then? Or if he gets sacked the middle of the following season, do you think Poch comes in? Do you think he's the guy after Frank? That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
I do.
I didn't particularly think he was, but watching that, and he's in constant contact with Daniel Levy, he said as well.
Yeah, he's got a great relationship with Spurs. He didn't leave on bad terms, right? Even though he was sacked. I think that when he went, I said to you before he got sacked, it's time for Poch to go, right? I said that to you. I don't know if you remember. I said his timing is done. He looked a beaten man, right? We wasn't going anywhere. They wasn't backing him. Morning, Leo. They wasn't backing him. So it was time. I thought he went at the right time, Poch. I think it would have damaged him even more as a person, as a human being, right? His health. He just didn't look right. And I think he's got unfinished business here, and he'll come back and finish it.
Leo, did you go to the match at the weekend? Or one of the matches? I saw saying, and I didn't know if you were saying you'd been to the match. Let me know if I'm being blonde and I just read it wrong. Big up, everyone join in. Please smash a like. Spurs have a decent spine, but the rest of the team needs filling out. Yeah, for sure.
And we look. Well, this is why I get annoyed when I see people saying Frank ain't the right guy. He needs to be changed. He's just got here. He's been here 4 months, right? He was left. He was left with the players that he's got, right? I know they bought some in the summer, but he was left with that, and he's got to structure it how he wants it. And if you look at the Tottenham team, he's not blessed with a forward front line, even though Moani's starting to play better. We've got Kudus. Richie's much, much better when these crosses are coming in into the box regular, right? So, but we've still got Tell and Odebert, that have got to kick in yet. Got to get up to speed. But he's not blessed with a fantastic front line. He needs to make some adjustments and some new players to come in, and the same with midfield as well.
Big up to Rob, who's been a member for 3 months. That's gone so fast. Big up, Rob, you legend. We are going to do a member show this week. I think probably Wednesday. Yeah. We'll do a member show. So anyone who wants to come on, talk about whatever team you want to talk about. But obviously, we can only have so many on the screen at one time. So
it's got to be Wednesday. With the events on Thursday, and we got the preview weekend, the preview show on Friday.
Yeah, and tomorrow I'm out. But Wednesday, William's girlfriend is coming over soon as well. No, homie, you're being blonde. Oh, that's nothing unusual. You'd be one of the first to know if I'm heading there. Oh, okay, big up, Leo. I don't know what I thought. I am blonde. I am stupid. And I am menopausal, so I'm even more blonde and stupid than normal. Cristiano Ronaldo helped Man United and can learn from the others in the team. From what I heard, Gyökeres is supposed to be the difference maker that's hit the ground running. So, yeah. He had the highest goal assist in the Premier League before he reached 23, bettered Ronaldo's stats while also playing 2 seasons. Yeah, but I think all these goals and assists, at the end of the day, at the end of someone's career, you don't look at that. You look at goal. You don't go, oh, Harry Kane was a great player. Let's look at his goals and assists. They're going to look and go, Harry Kane was a great player. What did he win? And I think that's what Ben's saying with Saka. Everyone says he's a star boy and a wonder kid, and he's actually only won 1 FA Cup. So I think that's the point that Ben's making. Oh, that's a great saying. And that doesn't butter any parsnips. What a great saying. I've never, ever, ever heard that before. That is absolute class. No, the nails are being done. That's it now until 30th of December when they will go. I don't know what. I'll probably do sparkles for New Year. But no. No, you're just been a tick. Talking nonsense. Look, this is what Matt. I'm telling you how he'll be judged. People don't give Harry Kane the respect he deserves because he didn't win anything in the Premier League. That's not his fault. He was with Spurs, but that's what you've only got to listen to the Terrace. Terry doesn't even put Kane in the top 10 because he's never won anything in the Premier League. So I'm just telling you the metrics that people use these days. Saka didn't even play in the final, so deep down all these runs to the Charity Shield, and he couldn't score the penalty for England. I'm just saying. Yet for all those lovely Saka facts, when will the penny for Saka penny drop for Saka to get out of Arsenal to show for his career and having something to show. Yeah, to show some ambition. Yeah, I
Look,
agree.
I said it right, and I'm not being here. I'm not putting my Tottenham hat on here, Matt. Right, but I said weeks ago I still think Arsenal will win nothing this season, and I'm telling you now, I'm still convinced they won't win nothing this season, and because it's not because of your team, it's because of your manager. I don't think he will get them over the line. I don't. I think if you change your manager and you bring a top coach in, you'll start winning stuff. I just think why you got Arteta, you won't win it. I'm sorry.
Obviously tonight. No, not obviously tonight. I'm on the terrace tonight. As well, so I'll just put my reindeer ears on because they're sitting there. One of the topics of the weekend. Oh yeah, Matt says, "Are your favourites Man City?"
Look, I'm not saying you're not going to win it, Matt. Right? I'm not saying you can't win it. I don't personally think you will win it this season.
So who do you think will?
Yeah, I think Man City. I think this is where I think you're going to get fucked with Man City. Is in January. I think they will go out and spend, and Man City seem to be able to spend what they want without getting in any trouble. So I think they go out and spend, and they're strengthen their squad, and I think they're going to go on a massive run. I really do. At the end of the day, Matt, you're an excellent team, and I will never ever say you're not, right? But when Man City are on it, they're the best team in the Premier League.
Matt, you can't say that. Come the end of the season, I don't want to hear you clown Arsenal for bottling it when your favourites are on Arsenal. Jim's favourites now is because there's 2 points. You was miles in front the other day. It's changed. I still think you'll win it. But trust me, if I thought Man City were going to win it, I am clowning every single dirty, stinking gooner at the end of this season if you bottle this league, because you have been in control. I was told on the terrace the other day, no one will even sit top of the table this season except Arsenal. No one will come close to him.
Let me ask Matt a question. Matt, did you think a few weeks ago you were going to win the Premier League? Because I've seen Arsenal fans on streams, right, say they're going to win a treble this season. and that Rice is going to get the Ballon d'Or, you know.
Yeah, the Ballon d'Or, that is hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not saying you, Matt, in particular, but Arsenal fans win everything in November when you can't win shit in November. That's just a fact.
Matt, that might be the same one person that was telling you that Xavi was the best thing since sliced bread. You see what I mean? You talk about our fans saying things, and I've turned it round on you, and now you're going, oh, it was one person. I've sat on that terrace and I've seen multiple Arsenal fans talk about the fact that you're going to win the league this year comfortably. Even Sard said it, and he never says it. And it's December, and you've gone from being, what, 7, 8 points in front, whatever you were, to now being just 2. Your bum must be twitching a little bit, Matt. Be honest. You must be thinking, uh-oh, we might have had premature celebrations going on here. Yeah, I knew you were going to bring that up. That was like, how many people was that on the terrace? 2 or 3? I actually went on there and talked sense. But yeah, what I was going to say, Jimbo, is there's been a lot of talk this weekend about Mo Salah. He has come out and said, Liverpool have thrown me under the bus. They clearly want me out. I've earned my place in that squad, but I'm being put on the bench. What do you make of his comments?
Well, I think Mo Salah's a muppet. I think he's an absolute muppet, right? He's a great player, right? And he's a Liverpool legend, and he's going to be a Premiership legend, right? But it doesn't matter what you've done for a club. If you're playing bad and there's players behind you, they've got Isak now, and they've got, what's the other guy's name?
Ekitike.
Yeah, Ekitike.
Florian Wirtz.
Yeah, who are fantastic players, right? And if you're not performing, the idea of buying them is that they go in and take your place, and you have to sit on the bench and you have to earn your place back. He was talking like everything he's done for Liverpool. And what have Liverpool done for him? Made him a multi-millionaire, right? He got paid for doing a job. If you get paid for doing a job, you do the job. And if you're not doing the job, then you get replaced. And that's what's happening with him. And instead of coming out opening his big mouth, he should put his head down, work hard, and get back in the squad.
He's been in training this morning, but I did say to Jim yesterday there's no way he'd travel on Tuesday, and apparently it's been confirmed he won't be travelling with the squad. I will be surprised to ever see Salah put on a Liverpool shirt again, unless he comes out and makes some sort of public apology, which I don't see him doing. I have always had massive respect for Salah. I think he's been an incredible Premier League player, an incredible player for Liverpool. However, I cannot believe what an egotistical little man he is, to stand there and say, look what I've done for this club. I've earned my place. As Jim said, he gets paid a frigging fortune. Do you know what I mean? That's like, imagine someone wants to quit the army and they say, but look what I've done for this country. Look what I've done. You know, you're paid to do a job. Just honestly, and the fact that I stand with Salah was trending, or I stand with Mo, whatever it was trending on Twitter, really pisses me off. Is that the way the game's going? They should, if Arnie Slot was winning games and fighting for the title, hashtag I stand with Slot would be trending. It's only because Slot is not doing that great that they're all backing Mo Salah. And I think what he has done there is an absolute disgrace. I honestly do think it's a disgrace. There's a way to do things. You know, if you want to say your bit, there's ways to do it. You don't just come out and say that. Absolutely horrendous. Yeah, he is an absolute joke. He's on £400,000 a week. I don't think Slot will be going anywhere. He's got the full backing of the board. He's earned the right to stay at the club, in my opinion, after what he did last year. I think Salah may be causing a bit of discontent in the dressing room, possibly. But I honestly don't think Slot is going anywhere, at least this season. But I'll be amazed if Salah ever plays for Liverpool again. And what a way to tarnish your legacy. Yeah, if Salah was a United player, he'd be gone. I mean, if Salah was an Arsenal player, he'd be gone. Look at what happened with Aubameyang. But the board have come out and said they're backing Arnie Slot. So that's see you later to me for Salah. But yeah, it doesn't sit well with me at all what he's done there. And the fact he was laughing in the interview, and yeah, I found it very cringe. I found him very false and very egotistical. And I'm going to say all this on the terrace tonight, and I'm probably going to get absolutely roasted, but I don't care. Modern day football is an absolute disgrace. Player power has got out of hand. He's basically undermining the boss, undermining the board, undermining the club, trying to get the fans to turn on the manager. It's an absolute disgrace. Yeah, so that's my little bit on that, because I literally think it's awful. But obviously tonight it is Wolves versus Manchester United. And I know for a fact that certain Mr. Jimbo has backed Wolves to beat Manchester United tonight. Haven't you, Jimbo?
I think they get their first win tonight.
Oh, my God. The meltdown will be monumental if they do.
I'm convinced they get their first win tonight.
Yeah. See, I think I did a draw. I think I might have done a draw. But Jimbo thinks Wolves will win. It's going to be a good game. And Monday Night Football is their special guest tonight is James Maddison, which will be nice to see what Maddison says.
I don't think Wolves are as bad as their points say. I think they're a better team than what their points tally says. And I think that they'll win tonight. I really do.
If we lose to Wolves, fold the club and put us in League Two, says Paige. Whatever happens to players,
their points tally say if you've actually watched Wolves this season, right? They're not a terrible team. They're not.
Whatever happens to players do their talking on the pitch. That's what I said to Jim. He shouldn't have said a word. He should have just knuckled down and think, I'm going to prove this manager wrong. It's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace.
entitlement. Look, he has been a legend for Liverpool. And look, if we're totally honest, right, he's probably got them over the line for a few trophies, right? There's been seasons he's been untouchable. But you can't act like that because he's doing a job and he's getting paid massive money to do that job, right? And when you stop doing that job to the best of your ability, he's lazy, right? He doesn't track back, he doesn't help his defenders, and when he's not scoring goals and assists, he's got to put a shift in another way to make his place of the pitch worthwhile, and he doesn't do that. He doesn't work hard when he's not putting in goals and assists.
The funny thing is, all the Liverpool fans were calling for him to be dropped, and now he's been dropped and come out and said that. They're all standing with him. It's like, what? That's
typical. But I mean, look, I watched on TV loads of Liverpool fans being interviewed, and it was 50-50. You know, maybe even I would say maybe even more people saying that he should be dropped and he should never have done what he's done.
Big up Warren J says the way Sonny planned his exit deserves legend status. Salah has trashed his legacy. Obviously, Sonny's back at the stadium tomorrow as well. Before kickoff, he's going to address the home fans, which will be lovely jubbly. Benny, you go into the game? Let us know. Xavi's won at PSG, PSV, and as a Super Cup at Leipzig, he's doing okay. You need to stop holding players to a standard they can't uphold. It's silly, and the conversation has moved on. Fair enough. Jim, respectfully, Salah didn't do it on his own. Why is he the only legend? That's what I said last night.
You're 100% right, and I agree with you 1,000,000%. He's not the only legend, but he is a legend of the club, and he's not the only legend. You're right. There was 10 other people on the pitch, but he has been the difference in games for Liverpool many times. But to come out and do what he's done for me is despicable. And he should be punished for it. I don't think he'll play for Liverpool again. That's my opinion. But remains to be seen. And someone put in the chat earlier, that was a Saudi call, come and get me. And they're probably right.
Yeah, that was Chris Peters put that. Salah was the beneficiary of a brilliant Liverpool team that was solid at the back, and we were resourceful in midfield. He should bow out gracefully, but he won't because his ego won't let him. Yep. That's the thing I kept saying yesterday. What an egotistical man he is. I get it. Footballers do tend to have egos, but I just thought it was so embarrassing the way he was talking. It doesn't sit well with me at all. Never happy endings at Liverpool. Why?
Yeah.
I don't know. Benny's going to the game. Oh, give Sonny an extra big cheer from us as well. Bless him. Looking forward to seeing the mural. I don't know if it's been shown yet, but if anyone deserves one, it's definitely our Sonny. Bless his heart. But hopefully that will provide a lift for the players as well, seeing Sonny there. Because, I think we'll win tomorrow night. I'm not going to lie. I do think we'll win against Slavia Prague tomorrow, and I do think it looks like we might get through the next stage of the Champions League, which is all good.
What a different team type of look when they push forward. We move forward quick as well. You know, none of this sideways, backwards. Go forward. That's what the game's about. And we did look a solid team. You know, they can't start games tentative, nervous of the other team they're playing against. No matter who you're playing against, play your football. And they were fantastic the weekend. And look, Matt said it the other day. They're not an easy team to beat. They give us a hard time. They give Arsenal a hard time. But we made them look soft. And that was the way we played.
Did he win him the league, arguably, last season? Yes, he scored a lot of goals and assists, but did he win him the league on his own? No. So, Matt, are you saying it's right what he did? We've got Nottingham Forest on Sunday at Nottingham Forest, but then we've got the following week, just before Christmas, Tottenham at home to Liverpool on Saturday night, and then Crystal Palace away on the 28th. So 2 difficult games over the Christmas period, Jimbo.
3 difficult games. Forest ain't going to be easy.
Yeah.
It's not an easy game. There's not an easy game in the Premier League. You've got to go out and play football, and you've got to play football well to win a game in the Premier League. You know, and Tottenham can do that. They've shown they can do that. So that's what they need to keep on doing.
It's a nice time to be playing Liverpool. You've got to think that it is quite nice because it's very unsettled there. There's a lot of dramas going on.
But you got to think with Liverpool, Kate, right? It's a good time to play them, but it's still Liverpool.
Yeah.
They've still got a team full of superstars.
Yeah.
So they can turn it on at any time. So it's not a foregone conclusion. But any team that's going to beat, they're going to beat Liverpool. They could. It can change like that in football.
Yeah, 100%. Let's just do that. I've just gifted 5 memberships in the chat as well. The last 5 for this month, and they went to Paige, Tottenham Ranger, Minchie, Cyril McCoy's, and Harmless Potato. Big up to you all. Enjoy, and there will be a member show this week on Wednesday. Big up to Side Dancer as well. Good to see you. Forest have some good players. Deitch will set them up to be hard to beat. Yeah, you're right. I can't stand Sean Dyche's voice though, I've got to be honest. He was talking the other day and it was great on me, something chronic. But oh, excuse me. Going back to the scoring, Jim, I think, let me have a look at, hang on. Premier League 25-26. Erling Haaland, obviously, is at the top.
What's happened to Solanke? Is he ever coming back or what?
I
he had a minor injury, and what's happened? He's just gone off completely gone off the radar, hasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, Richarlison's got 6 for the season, exactly the same as Phil Foden and Bruno Guimaraes. I know, more than Bruno Guimaraes. So got Erling Haaland, currently top scorer at 15. Thiago for Brentford on 11. Mateta for Palace at 7, along with Danny Welbeck at 7. And then Semenyo, Foden and Richarlison at 6. What sort of goal tally do you think Richarlison can get to this year?
That depends on Tottenham. If Tottenham play the football that we saw the other day, he's going to get a lot of goals because he will get in that box and put it in the back of the net. You know, but they got to keep playing that football. You know, not go into games like they went into games nervous against Arsenal, and they sat back and tried to soak up and done the long ball and tried to get them on the break. And you ain't gonna beat teams in the Premier League like that, Kate. You've got to go forward and want to commit and score goals. And Tottenham's shown they can do it, and that's what they need to keep doing. If they keep doing that, I think you'll get a good tally.
Matt's got a question. Says, Kate and Jimbo, because you now think City are going to win the league based on one result. First of all, I don't.
Not based on one result. Can I just interrupt there? It's not based on one result. It's based on that Man City know how to win, right? And they know how to get over the line. And we've seen year after year after year, right? Man City have a dip in the league, right, and then come back stronger. You know, we saw them have a dip one season and they won 15 games on a row. But that's what Man City can do. And it's not based on one game. I would never base a Premier League on one game. It's what we've seen over the last 10 years with Man City.
Mine is based on the fact that mine is still that I think Arsenal win the league. I said it earlier.
You think they will?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I do think they'll win it. But it says, could you now think City are going to win the league? If Palace get a win against City and Arsenal get a win against Wolves at the weekend, is it then Arsenal a favourite? Well, first of all, Arsenal are favourites with the bookmakers. Now, they're not. They're still favourites because they're 2 points in front. But I mean, Jim, if that happens and City drop 3 points and Tottenham get 3, Arsenal get 3 points, are you changing or do you still think City?
No, I'm not changing, Kate. I'm not changing because this is going to happen in weeks, right? Sometimes Arsenal will win and City will lose, right? But it's the momentum, how many they can keep going. But I can see Arsenal dropping points, not with losses, right? I see Arsenal dropping a lot of points with draws, right? And I see City are not going to lose many games from here on in, I don't think. I think they've started to get it together. They had that bad game against Fulham where they let in 4 goals and still won, right? Because they've got a monster up front. and they've got other people in the team that can score. And I think that City, everybody knows City will learn from that. I just think that they're over a sustained amount of time, right? That City are the best team in the league. Now, when it comes to the cup games and it's one-off games, Arsenal have got a massive chance of winning the cup. I think over 38 games that you've always got to favour Man City to come out on top.
Why doesn't Tottenham get awarded any penalties? I don't even know who our penalty taker is. We don't really get penalties, do we?
No, it was Solanke, wasn't it?
I suppose it'd
be Richarlison.
Yeah, I would think it'd be Richie, maybe Xavi.
Penalties, yeah.
Matt, you're so fucking sensitive.
Why? What's he saying?
We've lost 2 games this season, having played our hardest away games this season.
Yeah, but how many
City
draws
have lost 4 games already with not having played hard away games.
And there's 2 points behind you, Matt. Why? There's a reason for that. And the reason is because you draw a lot of games.
Arsenal fans are so sensitive. You literally have to be bigging them up 24/7, otherwise they cry like little bitches. I don't think Spurs players are too honest. I think people like Richarlison fake it too much, and then when he genuinely gets fouled, the ref just ignores it.
Yeah, he don't do himself any favours, does he?
We've drawn 3 games, Jimbo.
Yeah, that's 6 points down the drain.
That's less than City have lost games, Jimbo.
And they're 2 points behind you, Matt. Right? And they've had a terrible season so far. People were talking the other day, a few weeks ago, that they got no chance of winning the league. But City, you've seen it over the last 10 years. City know how to win. They just know how to win.
Apparently your logic don't make sense.
Well, it makes sense to me because they're 2 points behind you, right? And I still think that City will pick up more points than you.
There you go. And the fact is you've lost, I'll get the world's smallest violin. You've drawn 3 and lost 1. Is that right, Matt? So that is 2, 4, 6, 9 points dropped. City have lost 4 games. That's 12. So how does that work? Because they're 2 points behind you. That doesn't make sense. Can you explain? Because that don't make sense to me. If City have lost more than you, they should be 3 points behind, not 2. Shouldn't they?
Yeah, it should be. Yeah. Well, where you work it out there. But they're 2 points behind. And I just think that City know how to get over the line and Arsenal don't. And you can't say that they do because they've proved over the last 6 years that they don't know how to get over the line. And Man City have proved they know how to get over the line.
Arsenal have lost 2, City have lost 4. Arsenal have drawn 3, City have drawn 1.
That's why it's 2 points.
Arsenal and Man City have both won 10 games. So when you look at it like that you've both won 10 games.
And Arsenal are meant to be, look, when you think about it, Kate, when people are talking about Arsenal, right, they're talking about what a fantastic team. And people have been slagging City down. So
I was just going to say, and they've won the same amount of games.
Yeah, but this is the difference. You know why? Because people are not used to City losing games.
Points, yeah.
Dropping points like that. That's the big difference.
Wow.
You know? And look, Matt, right? You can spin it whatever way you want. In my opinion, this is only my opinion, right? Everyone else can think I'm a donut. I think City are a stronger team than you overall, and I think they know how to get it over the line. And Arsenal don't know how to get it over the line. If you look at the last 10 years, Arsenal have got it over the line many, many times, and Arsenal haven't. So Man City have got it over the line, sorry, and Arsenal haven't.
You can't say that, Matt. City have had their hardest games at home because every game is difficult.
Home, away, it's a game of football on a football pitch, right? With 11 players. You've got to go out there over 38 games and win the most games.
And there's not easy games anymore.
No, there's not.
There isn't easy games. A lot of games in the Premier League this season, it's only December. Exactly. We're 15.
Who have Arsenal played, right? Tell me who Arsenal have played and you've looked and thought, what a team. They played Tottenham. And I thought, oh my God, they look fantastic. But Tottenham was not on it and they bottled it. And they were scared of Arsenal, right? You don't see that with City. There's many
They
games.
never beat us, City.
Yeah, but you look at City and you watch most of their games, and they do look really, really good all the time. I just think Arsenal are not as good as City, and City have come over.
I think City have looked when City went 5-1 up against Fulham or whatever it was. I thought City looked outstanding, but when they let in those 3 goals, they looked really shaky. So there's definitely chinks in City's armour this year.
Yes, there is. There's chinks in everyone's armour, Kate.
But Ben's right. If City do spend big in January, it'll definitely make it more interesting.
Well, they will spend big in January. That's a guarantee.
Yeah, and they haven't even got Rodri at the minute either.
They will strengthen.
Rodri, arguably
Do you think Arsenal are going to win the league? Ask me the question. Do you think Arsenal are going to win the league?
Who?
Matt, I want to know if he thinks Arsenal are going to win the league.
Yeah, Matt, are Arsenal going to win the league?
I want to say congratulations to Lando Norris as well, world champion. Yes.
Arsenal get ready to buy the dress and escort Man City to the altar where the Prem is waiting. Yes, he thinks they will.
Okay, look, I will have a £20 bet with you for charity, right? We do it to Legend on the bench. I say City, you've got a 2-point lead, and you say Arsenal, and we do it here. At the end of the season, when we do our end of the season show, right? We have to do the 20 quid there and then on the stream to the Legend on the bench.
No, not 50. Do 20.
I said, do you want £20 bet? What do you want? You say 50, I say 100. What? Do you want a £20 bet?
Yeah, but you have had your centre backs and Havertz.
It doesn't matter. Everybody's going to get injuries. There's not a team that ain't going to get injuries, mate. It's not just you. I mean, when they've done the injuries for Europe the other day on Sky Sports, and Tottenham were top. Have had the most injuries in Europe, so it's just the way it is. People get injured, and you have to have replacements. You've got better replacements than Tottenham, right? It's as simple as that. So, and it's life. It's football. People get injured, and you have to bring someone else in.
So Matt, 20 quid. Are you having it or not? Paige, obviously, yeah. Jimbo, I'll have that bit with you for sure.
All right, excellent.
It all goes to charity. So at the end of the day, charity wins, which is good. I want to know why Paige booed Lando Norris. Obviously doesn't like him. Yeah, Paige, how can you not like Norris? He comes over as such a nice guy. So much better than Max Verstappen. I hate him. Literally can't hate him.
Well, I have to say, I'm not a Max Verstappen fan, but I thought he was very humble in defeat. I thought he took it really well. So I kind of changed my mind a little bit on him. I think he's grown up a bit. He's not. I thought he took it really well.
We're told that Arsenal got the best squad depth. So yeah, when they've got Hincapié and Mosquera coming on, and when we went 10 games unbeaten, and we started getting injuries, we were told that's not an excuse. You're not allowed to say that. So
it's just fact. People get injured, and it does affect games. There's no argument about it, right? But it's just every team over a season is going to get injuries. Look at City. Well, without Rodri, right? It's made a massive difference, and they haven't had him for ages.
Poor Lewis. We're massive Lewis fans in this house.
Yeah, he's had his day, though, hasn't he?
But Paige don't like him. You've got a Lewis Hamilton photo where he won.
I love Lewis.
Yeah, but where is it?
No.
It must be in that box under the stairs.
Yeah.
Because you've got one commemorating, what is it, 5 times he won it or something?
Yeah.
I'll be real. I wasn't sure Lando would win 50% in, as he's a bit of a nice guy, but the second half of the season he was immense. And he is such a nice guy, and his family is so lovely as well. I was so pleased for him because I can't bear Max Verstappen. I think he's a dirty, stinking cheat.
Yeah, but look, he was very humble in defeat, Kate. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah, I know he was, but he was a cheat, and he always cheated Lewis. And I'll never forget that championship where they brought in the safety car and they started the grid off. Do you remember? And Lewis ended up losing. They fucked him right over there.
Yeah, they meant to let the back markers go, and they didn't let them go, and it was just a real controversial, wasn't it?
I'm happy with Mosquera and Hincapié, but we don't have Mosquera. Was he injured? Verstappen is by far the best driver on the grid. He drove like a Trojan.
Yeah, but he didn't win it.
He'll never be. Lando was in a win-win situation. Yeah, me too. I just don't like cheats in sport. I don't like it. It's why I say the Man City thing. Even though I would rather City win the league than Arsenal, just because of the fans more than anything. It really would piss me off if it came out that they were cheats. True colours with Salah. Can see how Mourinho fell out with that attitude at Chelsea. Yep. He's out 6 to 8 weeks, Mosquera. I thought Max would win because Abu Dhabi is where he stole it from Lewis and thought they would do it again for him. I said to Jim, they'd do it so that Max Verstappen wins all day long.
They was contemplating giving him a
penalty
because he went off the track. But I think it was Sonoda, was it? I think so. I can't remember. Someone pushed him off the track when he was going to overtake. He zigzagged across the track, so they didn't give it to him. But I thought if they give him a penalty, then it's definitely rigged.
I don't get why people dislike Lewis. I watched a documentary on Billy Munger, young driver who lost his legs, and it showed Lewis to be a really nice guy. I watch his Instagram all the time, and he's such a nice guy. He's so good with his nieces and nephews. I just think he seems like such a nice, humble man, Lewis Hamilton. But I know a lot of people that don't like him. So there must be something there. But, can't even see the drivers nowadays. Where's Angus? Angus doesn't really come in here anymore. Just saying. But yeah, there are a lot of Arsenal fans. Anton is on the terrace with me tonight, so we'll see how chirpy he is. I think he's still chirpy, just is one of those people.
No, they're still in pole position, Arsenal, right? They're still in pole position. They're 2 points ahead, but it's a long season. There's going to be a lot of turns. There'll be times when Arsenal people are going to say Arsenal have got the good advantage now. They're winning, and then they dip the other way. Chelsea will come back into it, I'm sure. Villa, people want to give them a bit of respect because they've won, I think, 9 out of 10 now. Is it?
Yeah, this is what we want, though. We want an open title race. We don't want it to be closed off and over. Yes, please hit the likes and subscribe. Destiny, if you're looking for Angus, you'll probably find him in Ben's at 2:00. There was no. Do you know what we're talking about? Paul's put a $5. Big up, Paul, on Wolves tonight. Jim fancies Wolves as well, Paul, to win.
I think they get their first win tonight. I really do.
Oh, that'd be so funny. Sorry, Paige, but it will be hilarious.
Look, when you watch their games, right, they're not as bad as their points tally say. And I think that Man United can be they can be dire, Man United. And I think if Wolves go out there and play their game, I think they'll win it. They're a funny team, Man United. I can't get my head round. And one game I look at them and I think they look really good. And then for 3 games I look at them and think, oh my God, what's happening there?
I don't remember looking at them thinking they look really good.
There's been a couple of games I've looked at them and I've thought they look really good, Kate. And then, they haven't done bad. They're in the top half of the table, aren't they?
Yeah, they had a chance to go 4th or 5th the other day, didn't they?
Yeah.
What's your score prediction, Twisted says?
2-1, I think.
I can't remember what I did. I think I might have done 1-1. I can't remember.
I'm looking forward to the game. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and especially as Madders is on there as well. I can't remember what I was going to say. It's gone out of my head. Let me think for a second.
Now?
Huh?
How are you feeling now?
Still don't feel great. I still feel like I've got a bit, but I'll see after. I was going to say, people talking about the Grand Prix. I don't know if anyone ever watched the motorbikes, MotoGP, when Valentino was on the top of his game. I used to love that. He was incredible.
Yeah.
What a nice guy. If he wasn't such a massive plonk, Max would have so much credit in the bank because he's just a phenomenal driver.
He's a fantastic driver. He's
dangerous, though.
He's an anomaly. Is that the right word? he is such a good driver. It's unbelievable, right? But I don't like some of their tactics, the team. But I think since they've got rid of what's his name, Ginger Spice's husband, I think they've been a better team. What?
Christian Horner.
I think they've been a better team. I think they've been a much better team, and they haven't pulled as many strokes. I think he was behind a lot of it. But I think they've been a better team without him, much better team. You know, and I was one of these people that really hated Max Verstappen. After watching him this season, and I watched him yesterday when he lost, I kind of give him a little bit of credit in the bank the way he acted.
He is a filthy driver, absolutely. And they're getting rid of DRS, aren't they, next year as well?
Yeah, it looks like it. I think they are, yeah.
Max gets his arrogance from Daddy. That's a big issue. He needs to compensate for Dad because Daddy was always off track. Oh, Schumacher was dirty at times. You're right. I never liked him.
Another unbelievable driver, though.
Yeah, I never liked him. He was never one up because it used to be on in the pub because the landlord where I worked was mad on Michael Schumacher. And there was an English guy around at that time. Who was it?
Not
Damon Hill. It was someone else.
Who would it have been?
Who's the GOAT of F1?
For me, it's Lewis Hamilton.
I don't watch it enough to really know, but Coulthard, I liked him. Ayrton Senna's the GOAT.
Ayrton Senna, what a driver! There's so many over the years.
I love Nigel Mansell. I liked him.
I go back a long way with it. Some of the drivers, I remember the old cars.
What was that? The pedal cars. I think my favourite that I've ever seen was probably Lewis Hamilton. I just really like Lewis.
There's some great drivers out there, you know. But look, a lot of it depends on how good the car is, as well.
Yeah, the Flintstones car. That's when Jim started watching it. They did it with their feet. I used to love that bloody.
I remember in Jackie Stewart. I remember Jackie Stewart. I remember in the old days, if they had a crash and caught on fire, it was very rarely they got out without a lot of damage done to them or dying. But they've got so much safety in the cars now.
I never watched the Grand Tour, Ben. If it's got Jeremy Clarkson on it, you'll never see me watch it. Big up to Lazy A. Nick is in the house. Nick, I don't suppose you're free for the pump up tomorrow, are you, at 6:30? It's me, Jimbo, and Harry Scarf looking for someone else. If you're free, let me know, my love. Big up Eltel Cockerell. Jose's in the house. Jimbo, what was it like to watch F1 back in black and white?
I watched it in black and white. I watched I was born, the way I was born, there weren't coloured telly. It was black and white telly. And you only had 4 channels. Well, when I started watching telly, you had 3 channels. Right? You had BBC One, BBC Two, ITV. Then Channel 4 come in. But you had a TV with push buttons on it, right, or a dial. If you had the push buttons, you had the better telly, right? So you press BBC One, BBC Two, but most of them had dials on them.
Never used to have remote controls. I remember no remote. I remember the tellies where you had to wiggle the aerial. We had a black and white telly upstairs, but we had a colour telly downstairs. But it was push button. We never had a dial. But yeah, I can
remember watching Match of the Day in black and white. You watch Match of the Day in black and white.
Bloody hell. I suppose they'd even invented the telly back in your day, darling. I remember the black and white TV license. I don't. I do remember the old telephones that, like with the hand.
Oh, Dick Dastardly and Muttley.
That's who I laugh like, Muttley. Since I've gotten older, I laugh like I literally just make that squeaky sort of noise when I laugh. But yeah, that was a great cartoon. Don't make cartoons like that anymore. I don't know what the telly's. Do you know what I haven't bought this year? A TV magazine for Christmas. And I buy one every year and I always forget to look at it. but it's kind of tradition that I buy one. I'm going to have to go out and get one because I want to know what's on over Christmas if there's anything decent on.
Someone just said about Brands Hatch. I used to live around the corner from Brands Hatch, so I used to go there a lot.
I went there once.
Motorbike meetings. They used to have every year America versus Europe in the I think it was called Transatlantic, something like that. And the American motorbike riders they used to race against the best in Europe, and I used to go to that every year.
I remember the national anthem being played at midnight before the TV closed down.
Yeah, and you had the little girl with a balloon
and the puppet.
It was like a clown or was it?
Yeah. What's this? Fangio? What's that?
I don't know.
I don't know what you mean. Do we eat after the King's speech? No. Normally eat on Christmas Day around about 2:00. I never watch the speech. The only one I watch is if they do an alternative one sometimes.
Yeah,
like
I used to watch the Queen's speech.
Yeah, I used to watch the Queen's speech, but not really the King's. But no, we normally have dinner about 2, and then we normally stream about 5 for an hour or so on Christmas Day. Normally get up and then put the turkey in and then open our presents and that. It was the test cards, Jim.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I do remember the little girl with the clown and looked like a barcode sort of.
If you wanted to get results for the for your coupon, right?
CFAX.
You used to get teletext of CFAX.
Yeah, I remember that. And you used to be able to play games on them as well. Bloody hell, them's were the days. It's crazy. And I used to have to go, my mum used to go, can you turn the telly over? And you think, oh, I've got to get up and turn the telly over. When remote controls come out, I remember it being like the best thing ever. Used to play on Christmas Day, yeah, just from, always. When did the dislike of Charles start? Was it after the split with Diana or did it start earlier? I've not been a massive fan of him since he split up from Princess Diana. I'm going to be honest with you.
I mean, he's all right. He's the king, and he's not.
I don't wish him any harm.
No, the Queen was just special, wasn't she? She was just a special person.
She was everyone's grandmother. Racing F1 driver, Fangio, or whatever his name was. Fangio?
I don't remember him, no.
Years ago, if you had a colour TV, you basically got what we got now, but it was called colour TV licence. Those that couldn't afford one got a black and white licence. Blimey, if I could go back to the 90s for a month or so, I'd love that.
I'd like to go back to the 70s. What about that? You know, even the late 60s was fantastic. 70s, 80s, you can't beat them times. I'm sorry, but I mean, the generation now haven't got a clue.
No.
You know, it was so good in them days.
Yeah.
Your stamps, I remember them in your little book, collecting the stamps when you went shopping. They give you them.
When I was a kid, there was no such thing as supermarkets. You had Co-op, but there was no Asda, Tesco, Sainsbury's, nothing like that. There wasn't, was there?
When I was a kid, I remember, I think it was the first ones I remember, maybe Sainsbury's. I can't remember, there was one in Putney High Street. Tesco, I can't remember which one it was. But I remember when it opened, it was massive. But I tell you what was big when I was a kid to go to was Argos.
Oh my God, Sainsbury's was opened in 1869. So there was, but I don't remember ever using them.
There was a big one opened up in Putney High Street on a corner. And I remember when it opened up, it was huge. It was always packed. And I used to, as a kid, right, I lived in a cave. When I was a kid, I used to go to the shop and just go to it. I can't remember if it was a Tesco or Sainsbury's. And I used to stand outside, and when I saw women with loads of bags, I used to say to them, I carry your bags for £1. And I used to carry their bags home for them, get £1.
We what was I going to say? What was you talking about? Oh, you know what other shop was massive when I was a kid? Bloody Woolworths.
Yeah, Woolworths, huge.
I remember Safeway, not Gateway.
Yeah, I remember Summerfield.
Safeway, everything you want from a store and a little bit more. And Quick Save. I remember index catalogue shops, rivals to Argos. I do too. They always had two stories. They always had two floors. Woolworths was always my favourite shop because they had pick a mix, and the pick a mix was amazing. It's crazy how things change. Now I don't ever go to the shops. I do it all online.
Well, I mean, look, when you was a kid, right? When I was a kid, the shops you went to were your local shops, and we always had the local greengrocers, where you got all your fruit and veg and all that, and then you had the other shops that you would go and get your bread, your milk, and your stuff like that. And then there was Boots. I used to go and get Christmas presents from Boots for my sister and my mum. All their perfume sets and soap sets, and it was just different. It was so, yeah. Now you don't have to leave the house.
No. We used to have a sweet shop at the end of our road on Long Lane, and there was one called Hoskins, and then there was another one further up, and that's the one that I liked. And they used to have they used to do all the sweets where you put them in a little ice cream tub and they count them out, and there was halfpenny sweets and stuff. I remember all that. They bought in this new machine, and you could get chicken soup, a hot chicken soup, a cup of it. It was about 10p. Oh, it was so salty. Looking back now, it was probably really, really bad for you, but it was amazing. It was amazing. Kids could buy their parents cigarettes or alcohol and go and rent an underrated or 18 video. Yep.
Yeah.
Anyone could buy tablets without having to show ID.
They used to have, when I was a kid, they had cigarette machines outside their shops. Right?
Really?
Yeah, the cigarette machine outside the local sweet shop. And my local sweet shop was called Dobson's. It was run by two sisters.
Yeah.
And they had a cigarette machine outside. And you get cigarettes from the cigarette machine. Anyone could. Kids, adults, no matter what.
Big up Steve D. Says, remember when you could buy single cigarettes when you was at school?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What, people would sell them out of a pack?
You could buy single cigarettes off people, yeah.
Oh, slush puppies. Oh, I love slush puppies.
When we had our shop, me and Kate, we had a slush puppy machine. And in the summer, when it was hot, we had queues going down the street for slush puppies.
The blue slush puppy was always the best.
You have to keep making it up because we used to sell so much of it. Do you remember, Kate?
Yeah. Yes. This is why my Christmas tree beats Steve D's, because his blocks double doors. And even though he says, I don't use them, it's still it blocks doors. So it can't win the competition this year. I've seen AJ's and it's beautiful, but mine this year, I'm sorry to say, is the best tree. And that's all I'm going to say. Remember a wagon driving around the neighbourhood on wheels? No need to go to the local shop. Oh, sweet cigarettes. Yeah. Lovely. They were nice. All present and correct. Yes, the tree is exactly the same, in exactly the same dangerous fire hazard spot, blocking the doors.
Fire hazard.
Do you remember the the cigarettes you used to get, where not the white ones, they were brown, but they had the paper around them?
Yeah.
Oh, they were my favourite. They were so yummy. And Cabbage Patch Kids used to get a packet of cards with a bit of gum in them, and I used to like that. Cabbage Patch Kids. It's mad. These days, when you say to your kids, "What do you want for Christmas?" they say, "Can I have an iPad or an iPhone?" They don't say, "Can I have a Cabbage Patch Kid?"
If you had a threepenny bit, right?
Ain't that it?
If you had a threepenny bit, it was a little coin, right? You could go to the sweet shop and get a bag of sweets for threepence, and they were little round coins, little fat round coins, and they at the edges like a 50p piece.
I thought threepenny bits were tits.
Yeah, that's rhyming slang, darling.
Do you remember Texan bars? No.
I can't remember if I do or don't.
Russian blacks? I don't know what that is.
Blackjack.
No. I remember taking the bottle tops and bottles back to the offie to get money back.
Yeah, what I used to do is to take them back, right? And the shop I used to take them to, round the back, they had all their crates, right? And I used to go around, climb over the fence, take loads of bottles, pass them over to my mate, right? And then we used to take them in a few at a time, right? Not all at once, a few at a time, right? Maybe 3 or 4. So we would get double bubble.
Jamboree bags.
Yeah, remember them?
They were called Lucky Dip bags when I was young. Honestly, times change. It's like when you look at Easter eggs, like in the old days, you used to get a Smarties Easter egg and open it up, and the Smarties were inside in a little bag, and you used to get toys in the cornflakes. Don't get any of that anymore. I could go and watch Spurs for £2.50 in the 80s, as Junior Spurs should bring that back for local kids. Yeah. Imagine them doing that. Sherbet dips.
You could pay as you went in football in the old days. You could go and pay.
Yeah, that's right.
Pay turnstile.
Yeah. I never liked sherbet. In fact, I think I like dip dabs with the lolly that you dip in the sherbet, but I've never been a big fan of licorice, so I've never liked sherbet dips. You love licorice, don't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, the sweets were better back then. The telly was better back then. Just everything. This generation, literally, they haven't got a clue. They missed out on so much.
Yeah, it's like the TV now. You've got like fucking 500 channels to watch, and sometimes
it's just kids.
You still can't find nothing.
It's that kids sit in front of the TV all the time. Like we were saying the other day, I never watched TV when I was a kid. I was always out playing. Oh, I remember when Snickers was a marathon and M&Ms were treats. I don't remember that.
I don't know why they ever changed them. Honestly, I don't.
And Starburst were opal fruits.
Yeah.
Mohamed Salah axed from Liverpool's Champions League squad to play Inter Milan. I did say that would happen yesterday. There was another, didn't they change another chocolate bar's name? I don't know if anyone ever remembers Pyramids. They were a little pyramid of chocolate, like dark chocolate, and they had like After Eight centre in the middle. Oh, they were so nice, like walnut whips, but in a pyramid. Oh, they were so yummy. And Pacers, the green and white minty chews. Yeah. Oh, my dad used to bring us on Fridays. My dad used to go to the Threshers. He'd get us a can of cherry Coke each, which was such a treat. He'd get us a packet of Pacers each, and then we could choose one chocolate bar. And I always used to pick an Aero because they were always a bit bigger. And then one Saturday a month, we used to get a bargain bucket from KFC. And that was like the ultimate treat. And every Sunday night at 6 o'clock, we had toast and jam whilst watching Metal Mickey. That's all these things you remember. Pyramids, do you remember them? Oh, amazing. Yeah, phones, iPads, PS5. Yeah, madness. The streaming content was awful back in the day. I used to stare at my phone for hours in the 80s and nothing would. Nick, are you around Tuesday? Did you hear me ask you the question? Fries chocolate cream. You can still get them, but you don't get all the flavours anymore.
All the chocolate bars now are like half the size of what they used to be.
I know, it's ridiculous.
I mean, you got me a Twix the other day.
I know, it was about that big.
I looked here and I thought, where's this come from? I thought it come from a multi-pack. It was so small.
I know. I used to like the Cadbury's Boosts, the red ones that had the coconut inside as well. They don't do them anymore. Yeah. But times change. We've had a nice little trip down memory lane. Even to like, I've bought roses and celebrations for Christmas, and the tins are like half the size they used to be. And they're plastic now. It's not the same as when you used to be able to use the tin again as a cake tin. But it is what it is. Things change. But I do miss the fries chocolate cream individual flavours, like the strawberry one and the mint one.
I mean, it's going to be like in 40 years' time.
I know. It's quite sad, really.
But I won't be here, so it won't matter to me.
You might be. You'll be 103.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'll be
Don't
80.
wait for me being here.
I'll be 87.
You know what will be? I'll still be here going, oh, yeah, Arsenal, they're still bottling it.
And you'll still be going, come on, you fucking Spurs. Oh dear, got to laugh. But yeah, so we will be around at Christmas. So we will do some
We're
streaming.
going to do a stream Christmas Day, aren't we?
Yes. Yeah, we always, yeah. Christmas Day. We normally do one New Year's Eve as well. Last, what's that? Wife was on about light bulbs. I'll be at work, but if it's dead slow, I'm available. Okay. Well, I'll just probably give you the link, and if you want to come on, you can, and if you don't, then it doesn't matter. Yeah, New Year's Eve, we've done Seeing in the New Year live, didn't we, before?
Yeah. Do that again if you want. I don't mind.
We'll see. We'll play it by ear.
I haven't got many people around them or on their own who don't like going out like us. We don't like going out on New Year's Eve. We like to be at home.
It's Christmas Day. I remember when the first time we did a stream on Christmas Day, the amount of people that said you're the only person I spoke to over Christmas.
Yeah, that's why we do it. We like staying at home over Christmas and New Year. So it's no skin off our nose to do streams, keep everyone happy. Yeah.
Yeah, so we will be around. But we'll be back on Wednesday for a member show. So look out for the link in the community section. I am on the terrace tonight at 5. If anyone wants to come and have a nosy of what we're talking about, you will be redirected from here to Ben, who will be talking all things Christmas, I believe. Join us, me and Jimbo, as well tomorrow at 6:30 on We Are Tottenham TV for the Pump Up. Won't have a lunchtime stream tomorrow, but we are on the Pump Up show, ready for the Slavia Prague game. Enjoy the match tonight against Manchester United versus Wolves versus Man United. Jim, do you want to end the stream? Oh, yeah. Hang on, before you do, thank you to Shem, member for 21 months, and thank you to Rob for being a member for 3 months. Go on, Jimbo.
Thank you to Moondog for a lovely present.
Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow, nice easy win again. Spurs are on their way back up, climbing up the table. Have faith in Frank, and just have faith in Chester City as well, to let the bottlers do their job, bottling it. Come on, you fucking Spurs.
Giving opinions with no regret, smashing the top bins like in the onion net. Talking the talk with Kate and Jim, and walking the walk, just listen in. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news, it's what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jimbo always keeps a positive spin, while Kate's Mickey has a name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like Lenny, stop robbing, or she's just flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. The perfect match, you just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match, you just got to latch onto that perfect match.